Benny was a gentle, unassuming little donkey with soft brown eyes that held a world of quiet understanding. For years, he lived a peaceful life with an old farmer named Mr. Harper. Mr. Harper treated Benny with genuine affection, assuring he was well fed and speaking to him with the warmth one reserves for a dear friend. But life took a cruel turn the day Mr. Harper passed away. Benny was handed over to Mr. Harper's son, Victor, a man of a vastly different temperament. From their very first encounter, Victor's harshness was evident. "Move, donkey, faster," he'd shout. "You useless animal." He drove Benny relentlessly, never allowing him a moment's rest. The donkey hauled heavy loads of firewood and strained to pull water barrels. He was forced to walk long, arduous paths without food or respite. Day by day, Benny grew thinner and weaker, his spirit slowly eroding. The villagers witnessed his plight and shook their heads in dismay. "Victor, be kind to the donkey," they pleaded. But Victor only responded with a callous laugh. Each night, Benny sought shelter under a barren tree, his stomach gnawing with hunger and his body aching with exhaustion. He would gaze up at the vast expanse of the night sky and offer the same simple prayer. "I just want one gentle hand again." Far away, in another village, lived Marcus, a kind-hearted farmer who had tragically lost his family years before. In the aftermath of the accident, he had sold nearly all his possessions. Only one loyal companion remained, his dog Scout. Marcus spent his days working tirelessly in his garden from sunrise until dusk. He spoke little and rarely smiled, the pain of his loss a constant weight within him. Yet he tried to maintain his faith, whispering each night before sleep, "Lord, give me strength to continue." Scout always lay faithfully beside him, guarding him with silent, unwavering love. One sweltering afternoon, as Marcus was repairing a wooden fence, a snake suddenly struck, biting him on the leg. "Ah, snake, it bit me," he cried out, the pain searing through him. He attempted to make his way home, but his foot landed on a rusty nail. "Not now. I can't, he groaned in despair. Overcome, Marcus collapsed onto the ground. Scout, sensing the urgency, began to bark frantically and ran off in search of help. He darted across the fields, tugging at the clothes of anyone who passed and barking incessantly, but his pleas were ignored. Finally, Scout stumbled upon Benny, who was nibbling at dry grass in a desperate attempt to quell his hunger. His ribs were clearly visible beneath his thin coat, and his legs trembled with weakness. Scout barked urgently, imploring Benny to follow him. He understood the dire situation. A man was in need of help. Despite his weakened state, Benny responded to the urgency in Scout's bark and followed him. They arrived at the spot where Marcus lay motionless, pale, and barely breathing. Scout barked again, nudging Marcus gently. Benny knelt beside him, offering what comfort he could. Marcus weakly opened his eyes. "Thank you, whoever you are," he whispered faintly. Scout nudged him again. Benny then lowered himself, inviting Marcus to climb onto his back. "Hold on, I'm coming," whispered Marcus, his voice strained. Benny struggled to his feet, his legs trembling with the effort. Scout remained faithfully at his side, offering silent encouragement. Step by step, they slowly made their way toward town. The villagers stared in astonishment. "Look, the donkey is carrying a man," someone exclaimed. A person ran ahead to seek help. Marcus was rushed to the hospital. Benny and Scout waited anxiously outside all night. Benny felt exhausted, but he remained steadfast. A flicker of hope began to rekindle in his heart. The next morning, Marcus was out of danger. He saw Benny and Scout waiting patiently. Tears welled up in his eyes. "You saved my life," he whispered, his voice filled with gratitude. "I don't even know your story," he inquired with the villagers about Benny's owner. They recounted everything, the beatings, the hunger, the loneliness. Marcus looked at the donkey with profound sadness and a growing sense of love. "No," he declared, "you will not go back to that man." He fed Benny, offering him fresh carrots and speaking to him with gentle kindness. Benny finally felt safe and secure. Slowly, Marcus, Scout, and Benny began to heal together. A lonely man, a loyal dog, and a gentle donkey had become a new family. No matter how small or weak you may feel, your kindness and courage can make a real difference in the world. Helping others and remaining loyal will always be noticed and rewarded. Even in the face of pain and suffering, hope and goodness have the power to change lives, including your own.